You go down and then you go up to make it better, down underground, it's just one way up, make it better, if you stand by me, I will stand by you, to make it better.
Good evening and welcome to Manhattan Neighborhood Network. I'm Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright representing Yorkville, Roosevelt Island, and the Upper East Side. I want to thank you for tuning in this evening. We have a very important show with a nonprofit empowering and lifting up women. And the name of that nonprofit organization is Bottomless Closet. Women in New York, particularly from marginalized communities, often lack the resources and support to develop their careers and achieve financial well-being. So Bottomless Closet has a mission where they're helping women with professional work opportunities, and not due to an absence of talent or will, but the scarcity of essential tools and developmental aid to these women. So this is uniquely felt by mothers and other women on public assistance. The Bottomless Closet is currently doing fabulous work, taking donations of clothes and training women for job interviews and computer skills. New York State has recently announced a $350 million investment in workforce development across 6 state agencies, and will fight for vital career development programs in this year's upcoming New York State budget during the 2025 session year. Still, all of this cannot replace the fabulous work of our nonprofit organizations, such as the one that we're featuring today called Bottomless Closet. So today we welcome Melissa Norden, the Executive Director of Bottomless Closet, and Sheila Lambert, the founder and chair emerita of the organization. It has truly been impactful in this space for the last 25 years. And I was pleased to arrange a $50,000 grant to support their incredible work and tour their new facility in Midtown. They're always looking for volunteers, so I want to encourage our young people, our high school students to volunteer, and our elderly population to get involved and volunteer at Bottomless Closet. Prior to Ms. Norden, the executive director's appointment, she previously worked at the ASPCA for 13 years as a senior vice president. She also worked for Clean, Livable, and Safe Streets, another very important nonprofit organization, and was counsel at Madison Square Garden, where she collaborated with the management of numerous New York teams. She is on the board of directors of Life Vest Inside, a former member and of the board and current member of Tufts Lawyers Association. She's also a former member of the Committee on Nonprofit Organizations and the Association of the Bar of the City of New York. We're also joined by Sheila Lambert, one of the co-founders and chair emerita of the organization. She's enjoyed a successful career as a corporate executive and activist, and working with nonprofits in the United States and abroad for the last 20 years. She was at Dun & Bradstreet Corporation and has also had extensive philanthropic experience focusing on Jewish education and community, helping the underserved and disadvantaged populations, particularly women and children. She's also very involved, having previously served as the chair of the board of the JCC on the Upper West Side, and is currently a board member and very involved in the JCC and also Project Kesher, a Jewish women's organization. So I want to thank you both for coming on the board today to talk to us about this wonderful organization. And we'll lead off with you, Sheila, if you can tell us what inspired and motivated you to found this organization.
Thank you. Let me start off by saying thank you so much for having us on the show. I think Melissa and I are thrilled to be here. I'm speaking for you, Melissa. How I got involved with Bottomless Closet and why it was important to me. I had left the corporate world and was really thinking about what my next steps were going to be. I didn't think I wanted to go back to the corporate world. And I went to a meeting where I heard from a group of women who were trying to start Bottomless Closet. This was back in 1998. You know, the seeds of Bottomless Closet began really in 1996 when President Clinton passed the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Act, which was better known as the Welfare Reform Act. And what this act wanted to have happen was for people who could cycle off welfare to do so. And they gave them a 5-year window to be able to do that. They could spend the 5 years, or they could begin looking for jobs and cycle off sooner. At the same time, there was an article that appeared in the New York Times, which talked about the obstacles single mothers on public assistance faced when seeking work, particularly the lack of appropriate interview clothing and the lack of self-confidence that they needed for the job market. So a group of women hearing about this got together, and those were the seeds of Bottomless Closet. I came in a little bit later when they were trying to get the organization up and running. I met with these women and I said, gee, this is just the opportunity I've been looking for. I will work with you to get the operation up and running, and I can run Bottomless Closet as an acting executive director until we can find a paid one. So that was really how it happened. We opened our doors in January of 1999. I mean, I remember thinking the day we opened, if you build it, will they come? That came from Field of Dreams. Because we really didn't know who was going to come through our doors. We had to really seek out the clients, and we partnered with many city agencies and other private non-for-profits to bring the clients in the door. And that was really the beginning. And as of today, we have worked with almost 50,000 women.
Amazing. Wow. What a success story. That is absolutely terrific. Have you thought about taking the model nationwide?
Melissa, why don't I hand off to you on that?
Sure. Well, thank you again, Sunday Women, for having us. Really excited to be here today, and so inspired by Sheila always when I hear about the origins of the organization. We actually have been in New York City for the entirety of the organization's existence. This week, we're actually celebrating 26 years of Bottomless Closet.
Congratulations.
This week, yes. And so we are always looking to grow and serve more women, but there's still plenty of unmet need in New York. So we are actually embedding ourselves deeper into the boroughs of New York City, and trying to get more women across the city who need help to come through our doors. So while in the future, who knows what's on the horizon, and there's lots of need everywhere, right? But right now we are very focused on New York City and helping women rebuild post-COVID.
Wonderful. That's great.
And if I could just add one thing, we have considered over the years, even prior to Melissa coming on board, whether or not we wanted to be a national organization. And we made the conscious decision that we wanted to focus on New York City women. Mm-hmm. And we felt that having that focus, we could do a better job and really speak to their needs and address their needs.
Right. And there's such a need in New York City, especially with the migrant population exploding. And it's really desperate need right here in New York City. So that's fabulous. Tell us about your typical clients and the disadvantages that they face.
Sure. So our clients come from all different backgrounds. Many of them are homeless. Many have been domestic violence victims, formerly incarcerated, members of the LGBTQ community, veterans, and many city college students. Just because someone is in college doesn't mean they have the resources to prepare for a job interview. So our clients are coming from lots of different backgrounds, and different definitions of the word need that they have when they come to us. We are constantly seeking new referral agencies. We have over 100 agencies across the 5 boroughs that refer clients to us. Also, our current clients are referring family and friends. We've reached out to all the local politicians and you at the state level, obviously, to give information about the services we offer so that we can really have a really diverse population of people that we're serving. The clients, demographic makeup, we have 85% of the clients we serve are women of color. The majority have a high school diploma or equivalent. About half of our clients are mothers, and of that half, the majority are single mothers. So this was the population that was most hard hit by COVID, and is having the longest time to recover to get back into the workforce.
Mhm. Great, that's fabulous. What borough would you say majority of your clients come from?
The Bronx, actually.
Uh-huh.
The Bronx and Brooklyn, pretty evenly split, and Manhattan would come in third, followed by
Oh,
Queens and then Staten Island.
There's a big
right.
drop off with Queens and Staten Island, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Staten Island is by far the lowest. We're always doing more to work out on Staten Island and get people to come for services. We partner up with the JCC actually in Staten Island quite a bit for services out there.
And speaking of partnering with the JCC, what other organizations do you partner with?
All different kinds of different organizations. The CUNY school system, all the different divisions of CUNY. WIN, Women in Need, homeless shelters, Help USA, Grant Associates, which works with girls going on internships. We work with the Department of Aging to bring older New Yorkers in. So really a wide variety of agencies.
And the Department of Aging, I was just recently appointed chair of the Aging Committee by Speaker Hasty, an important committee that I'm very excited to be chairing. How are you working with the aging population? Are they volunteering with your nonprofit, or are they the recipients of some of your clothing, or?
Right, both. So we have majority of our programming is actually delivered by volunteers. We have many volunteers who are the career coaches that work directly with our clients to outfit them for their job interviews, work on their resumes, work on interview skills and things like that. And the majority are retirees. We also have served many people who retire from the workforce and have come back for financial reasons or to stay active. And it's intimidating. Today, everything is online, and having to apply for jobs online and having to learn about ChatGPT and all those different kinds of things. We really want to empower these women to feel comfortable in a job interview the same way as everybody else. So we work with the Department of Aging specifically to have dedicated days where they bring a group, instead of individual client appointments, a group of the seniors together so that they feel comfortable working with people who are similarly situated. Again, the same thing we do with high school candidates who are going for internship interviews. They don't feel comfortable at maybe 16, 17 years old coming alone, but they feel comfortable coming with a group and a counselor from the organization. So they work together to get prepared.
That's wonderful. And, I chair the board of the CUNY School of Law, which is one of the most diverse law schools in the nation. And many of our students, upon graduation, are so focused on studying for the bar, but they do have to go on job interviews, and their typical wardrobe is that of a college student, and they just don't have the funds to go out and buy a professional suit for that first job interview. So it's so wonderful what you're doing. What are some of your goals for this coming year?
Well, first of all, I want to say we'd love to have students from the law school program, so send them our way. There are so many branches of CUNY, so we don't always hit all of them unless we have a contact. So we'd love to serve those students.
But Melissa, we work with a number of the branches of
Absolutely. We don't work with the law school though, so we're always
refer
looking
clients to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to offer you more to do, but we could probably work something out with some of the CUNY law students and coach them, help them with clothing.
Wonderful.
Because a lot of people underestimate the importance of the part of Bottomless Closet, one of our services, which is to provide the clothing. And yet that is the first impression that anybody gets when you walk in the door. And I will say, having worked with hundreds of clients, they put on the clothing and they look and feel differently when they have the professional clothing on. So I just gave you a job, Melissa, a new job.
All good. That's what we want. We want more clients. So that's fantastic. I apologize. What was your next question?
how do you get your clients? Do you, in terms of your relationships that you partner with these organizations,
Yeah.
but how an individual that's not connected to an organization, how do you typically get a referral?
So many of our current clients will refer back actually after a job loss that they've experienced. They'll refer
Mhm.
family and friends. We've reached out to various political offices and let them know about our services. So as much as we can spread the word, we do that.
Fabulous, fabulous. And do you have a relationship with the unemployment office for women that are looking to go on job interviews and have that perfect suit to wear to that
Yeah,
interview?
absolutely, yes. We try to let all the agencies know about our services. There's sometimes challenges when there's turnover at the agencies or some of the referral partners, so we have to keep reintroducing ourselves, actually.
Mhm.
So we do that periodically, and that's frequently actually through using our volunteers to speak to people in their community about what we do and spread the word.
What do you think the biggest challenge is for the population that you serve?
So, I think that it's changed a little bit. I think that it's very hard to apply for a job now and get seen. And you really interacting a lot with computers instead of people. And
Mhm.
so there's a lot of intimidation in that process. We have a lot of clients who are not native English speakers. We have a lot of people who are not as familiar with technology. And so that is a barrier. If you want to apply to be even a housekeeper at a hotel now, you're going through the international website of the hotel, and that's just really, really intimidating. So actually being seen, but really what we do every day is get clients the confidence they need to get, once they get that into, once they can penetrate that system,
Mhm.
to present that confidence. And, our clients may lack the education background. They may lack the experience background. But if we can make them feel confident, they can win somebody over and gain a position they didn't think they could get in the first place. So we really
Mhm.
focus on, taking that applicant for a job and converting them into a true candidate for the job.
And if I
Fabulous.
could add something, I would
Please.
say that I haven't worked with clients for a while, but I worked with many of them. And one of the things that we always tried to do was build up their resumes when we worked on their resumes. I can remember working with clients who had absolutely no work experience whatsoever. But we found things that we could include on their resumes, whether it was volunteer, whether it was other kinds of experience, to help them go out the door, at least feeling confident that they had something to say about themselves in the interview and something on their resume that they could talk about.
That's great and so important. Um, with the attack on women and rolling back women's rights, that I think it's just so important more than ever to empower women and lift women up. And that's exactly what you're doing here with this organization. How can our viewers get involved and how can they help? Do you need donations of clothing? Do you need volunteers answering your phone? What are some issues that or some opportunities that volunteers and our viewers can help with? And certainly contributing money, I'm sure you can
Yeah.
always use.
Yes. So anybody who's interested can visit bottomlesscloset.org to learn more about us. As I said, we are very dependent on volunteers to serve our clients. So we are always looking for new volunteers. We'd love more bilingual volunteers to serve our growing Latina population, which is almost a third of the clients that we serve. So we're looking for volunteers to work with our clients to, help outfit them, work on their resumes, etc. We are also looking for volunteers to deliver workshops to our clients on financial management, professional development, digital literacy skills, which, as we mentioned, are so critical today.
Mhm.
We are looking for clothing donations. We are very reliant on the public for clothing donations. We want to make sure that everybody has the same great experience in our boutique, whether they are a size 00 or a size 20. We really struggled to get plus size clothing donations, so it's something we look for quite often, and new corporate partners who can provide those items as well. So plus size is professional shoes, purses, and this time of year, coats. It's been so cold, and we really want a great coat for our clients to complement their work outfit. And finally, as you mentioned, monetary donations are always accepted at bottomlesscloset.org to support our services and our work and really to live more positive outcomes for our clients.
And what if a person wanted to contribute? They can mail a check, or they can go onto your website and give a credit card.
Yes, all of the above.
Uh-huh.
They can reach out to us on social media. We're on all the major social media platforms or our website, bottomlesscloset.org.
Great. That's terrific. And what are some of your biggest goals for this upcoming 2025 year?
Well, we just launched a client alumni group. I'm not even sure I told Sheila about that yet. So it's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, to focus on our clients who've come through our program and have either at a point in their career where they are able to give back to us and participate and help our clients and pay their experience forward, or other clients who are at maybe a point in their career where they're very settled, but how can they ask for a promotion or a raise? So we launched this group. We're looking at who is in that group and what we can do to support each of them, depending on what stage they're at in that journey of theirs. And that's certainly big on the horizon for us for this year to build this out further. And we are also looking just to serve more clients all around the boroughs. Like I mentioned, we're always growing that base. We're looking for more referral partners to send clients to us, like the CUNY Law School, for instance. We just had a great big anniversary year, which was fabulous. We did really well, financially and all of that, but we're certainly looking for more donors who will support us for the next 25 years and beyond. So it's there's a lot on our plate.
And do you have some fundraising events coming up?
Yes, our annual luncheon is May 14th at Cipriani 42. It's a great event every year, and we will be the MC will be Monica Morales of Pix 11 News. She's been our MC for a couple of years now, and we'll have a number of honorees. It's a great day, very uplifting, and being able to hear directly from our clients about how we have helped them succeed. And we're actually going to be introducing a new event in the fall, but details to come on that.
Right. Well, we will stay tuned and anxiously await to hear those wonderful details coming in the fall. And I did attend your luncheon last year, and it was absolutely so fabulous and inspirational to be in a room with that many women, hearing all these wonderful success stories and meeting some of the women that have benefited from your services and hearing their testimony of how it's really a life changer for so many women. So thank you again for all that you're doing. And tell us your phone number if someone wants to call Bottomless Closet.
Sure. Thank you. And thank you so much for the opportunity. Our phone number is 212-563-2499. That's 212-563-2499. And I should also mention our address is 1 West 34th Street, right off 5th Avenue, across the street from the Empire State Building.
And does a person need an appointment to drop off a bag of clothes?
We're accepting clothing donations Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5, and they can be mailed in or shipped in at any point.
Terrific. And all public school students need, high school students need community service. And so one thing we've tried to pair our high school students up with are our senior citizens that need help with their cell phones or their computers. And so I'd love to be able to, in our newsletter, mention that high school students can get community service credit by volunteering with Bottomless Closet.
Terrific. Excellent. Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you both, Melissa and Sheila, for coming on to join us and talk about Bottomless Closet and all the fabulous work that you're doing as a nonprofit here in New York. It's really inspiring to learn about this organization, and I encourage all of our viewers to get involved and support this wonderful nonprofit organization. Thank you again for coming on, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in to Rise Up with Rebecca Seawright on Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
You go